What's up, everyone? So in the previous video, we looked at the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVPs. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the Magic Johnson's Western Conference Finals MVP awards. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So 2011, 2012, it will be Kevin Durant for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Western Conference Finals was between the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs, where the OKC Thunder won this series in 6 games. So Kevin Durant, this is the season where he got his third scoring title. He averaged 29.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 5.3 assists per game, 1.7 steals, 1.5 blocks. The world had already known who Kevin Durant was at the time. He was the winner of the last 3 scoring titles: 2010, 2011, 2012. Mind you, 2010 he was the youngest scoring champion ever in the league. So in the conference finals, he let the world know his name when he helped the Thunder overcome the championship pedigree of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and the 3-time scoring champions of the 2000s. So in the series, James Harden was the second leading scorer with 18.5 points per game. This is the season where he won the Sixth Man of the Year award, but it was Durant who was more dominant. So after trailing 2-0 in the series, Durant led the Thunder to 4 straight wins and included 22 points and 36 points in consecutive games to tie the series. Then he went on to score 27 points, keep the pace with 34 points from Manu Ginobili in Game 5. In the final game, Durant scored 34 points to help the team win 107-99 to make the NBA Finals. So this is the finals where KD met Lebron James for the first time in the finals, and KD got beat by LeBron James. LeBron James won these finals in 5 games, but I mean, it all turned out well for KD, because I mean, if the order this conference final award would be there, he would have gotten it. He would be the surefire front runner, because what he did: 29.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5.3 assists. It was enough to win that award at the time if it was there. So yeah, moving on swiftly, 2012, 2013, Tony Parker, San Antonio Spurs. I mean, Western Conference Finals, San Antonio Spurs versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The San Antonio swept the Grizzlies 4-0. So Tony Parker, he put up 24.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, 2.0 steals, and 0.0 blocks. So when the Grizzlies made the conference finals, it was a nice story. This was coming off when the Grizzlies made some work on the OKC Thunder when they missed the productivity of Russell Westbrook. It was actually pretty sad to see. So, however, the Spurs made it back and were more experienced and are just flat out better. With, while Tim Duncan owned the history of being the most dominant player of the Spurs in the playoffs, it was Parker that outshone the rest of the Hall of Fame cast. So I mean, Tony Parker just came in and just did his thing. Tony Parker led the Spurs in scoring with 3 of the 4 wins. That included 20 points in Game 1. He scored 26 points in a 104-93 win in Game 3, then 37 points in a 93-86 win in Game 4. Parker was the only player on the Spurs who averaged over 20 points per game and was 0 for 5 in assists per game from averaging a double-double. So I mean, Tony Parker just did his thing and just did it. This is the year where the Spurs made the NBA Finals, but they got beat by the Miami Heat, who went back to back and beat them in 7. So I mean, but Tony Parker overall, he just had a great series: 24.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, 2.0 steals. I mean, he just did everything that he had to do, but yeah, that and the rest is the rest is history. So moving on, 2013, 2014, Tim Duncan for the San Antonio Spurs, Western Conference Finals, San Antonio Spurs versus Oklahoma City. So this was a rematch from 2012. San Antonio got their revenge in 6 games, the same way the OKC Thunder beat the San Antonio Spurs in 2012 in 6 games. So San Antonio Spurs got their revenge and beat the OKC Thunder in 6 games. So Tim Duncan, he averaged a double-double, 17.8 points per game, 10.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 0 for 3 steals, and 0 for 8 blocks per game. This was a rematch from the 2012 Conference Finals with MVP Kevin Durant at the helm. This is the season where he grabbed his 4th scoring title, leading the Thunder. It looked like the team was poised to make another run to the finals, With that said, it would have just been an upset of the number one seed Spurs holding the home court advantage. The Spurs needed a complete team effort as either Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook led all scores in of the 6 games. So you can see it was just a chess match between these two best teams in the West. And sometimes I feel like the real NBA finals or the West finals, because the team that was coming out of the West will look like they were going to win it all, but in the finals, the game changes. The game just becomes different. So the Spurs didn't have a single player averaging over 20 points per game in the conference finals. The one constant was Tim Duncan, who led the team in scoring and rebounding. Duncan shot 48.2% from the field, 87.1% from the line. The most eye-popping stat might have been that despite playing at 37 years old, Duncan was on the two Spurs to play over 30 minutes per game. So you can see his productivity it was very important for them to be able to will that team and be able to win, and that is the reason why they made the finals and they won the finals. This is the year where the San Antonio Spurs got their revenge on the Miami Heat. They beat them in 5, and Kawhi Leonard got the Finals MVP, being the youngest player to ever receive the the, the Finals MVP award. So this was actually pretty good, and Tim Duncan did everything that he had to do to be able to be at that level. Then moving on to 2014-2015, Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. So this was the year where Stephen Curry grabbed his MVP, his regular season MVP. So the Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. The Golden State Warriors made quick work with the Houston Rockets, and they beat them in 5. Stephen Curry, he put up 31.2 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists per game, 2.0 steals, and over 2 blocks per game. So you can see this dude, he was just on an all-time tear. James Harden was looking to make his first NBA Finals with his new team, the Rockets. Harden scored 38 points in Game 2 and 45 in Game 4, but the Warriors ultimately came out on top at the end of the series. With MVP Stephen Curry leading the way, the Warriors won the series in 5 games. So Curry scored 34 points in a 110-106 win in Game 1. Then he scored 40 points in a 115-80 in Game 3, as well as 26 points in a 104-90 in Game 5. Klay Thompson averaged 17.8 points per game, but Curry topped 30 points. He shot 51% from the field and 49% from 3. He played in 36.8 minutes of action per night. So this guy was playing heavy minutes, and it was necessary because he was the guy who was the MVP, was the focal point of the offense. And this is a season where they went and won it all after winning 67 games and capping off a very good, very good playoff series and completing it in the finals. And they just came out of nowhere because no one saw the Golden State Warriors as the eventual champions. Don't even know they're the favorites, and they just came in and just did their thing and they won it. So yeah, I mean, it was just a great sight to see. And this is the first time they made the finals in a long time, and the rest is history. They went on 2016 to make the finals, 2017 they made the finals, 2018, 2019 they made the finals. They made the finals like 4 times in 5 years. Right now they're in the finals in 2022. Right now at the making of this video, they're in the finals, and they can possibly win it unless they drop to the Boston Celtics, which is highly unlikely because these guys know how to play on the biggest stage. So moving on, Stephen Curry again in the 2015-2016 season. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Western Conference Finals. Golden State versus Oklahoma City Thunder 4-3. The Golden State Warriors were able to overcome a 3-1 deficit, and they beat the Thunder in 7. This was the year where KD and Russell Westbrook, they choked a 3-1 lead, and Golden State Warriors went ahead, and also the Golden State Warriors blew their own 3-1 lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but we're not going to talk about that. So Stephen Curry put up 27.9 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 2.1 steals. So the Warriors won 73 games in the regular season, but found themselves in a 3-1 hole after the first 4 games. So Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were playing like men on a mission. Well, with that said, it was Curry that helped the Warriors fight back to win the series, and in 7 games. So in Game 5, Curry scored 31 points to pace Durant's 40 points to help Golden State win. In Game 6, Curry scored 31 points. Curry's 31 points were overshadowed by 11 threes by Klay Thompson and route to 41 points. This is the birth of Game 6 Klay, and Klay Thompson averaged 24.7 points per game this series, but the difference maker would be in Game 7, where Curry scored 36 points in a 96-88 win of the Golden State Warriors return to the NBA Finals. So this was actually pretty historic, because this is one of the greatest seasons to watch in basketball, because we saw a team in the Oklahoma City Thunder go up 3-1 on the Warriors. They choked that 3-1 lead. Then we had the Warriors going up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they blew that 3-1 lead. So it was just upset after upset. So it was just great. But Curry, given his stats, given how the impact he brought to the team, it was eventually going to be the back-to-back conference finals MVP. Then again in the 2016-2017 series, season, Stephen Curry again, he will three-peat with the Western Conference Finals MVP. So Golden State versus San Antonio. The Golden State Warriors swept San Antonio 4-0. So the stats that Stephen Curry put up: 31.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 3.0 steals. So had Kawhi Leonard played the whole series, the result might have been pushed to more games. And even so, the Warriors won the series easily in 4 games to the sweep. Curry led the Warriors in 3 of the 4 wins, and that included 40 points in a 113-111 Game 1 victory. He scored 29 points and 36 points in Game 2 and Game 4 victories. So Durant, playing his first season of the Warriors, he would have pushed Curry for the win. He averaged 28 points, 7.3 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 1.8 blocks per game. He also shot 60% from the field and 30% from 3-point range and 87% from the line. However, Curry led the team in scoring 3 times, shooting 50, 40, and 90 from the field. So of course you're gonna give that award. He at this point he would have won the Western Conference Finals MVP 3 times. Will have three-peated on that award. So it was just a great sight to see. Moving on to the 2017-2018 season, this is the time Kevin Durant won that award. He won it in OKC in 2011-2012, and right now 2017-2018 he will have won it again when the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets 4-3 in 7 games. So Kevin Durant, he put up 30 points, 5.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 0 for 3 steals, and 0 for 9 blocks. So it was a battle for legacies on the line. James Harden was trying to play his first finals since playing with Durant. Curry and Durant were trying to make it back to the NBA Finals for their 4th year. Chris Paul was trying to make the NBA Finals. In the end, Durant and Curry were the better duo. While Curry averaged 25 points per game in the 7-game series, it was Durant who led the team in scoring and shot better from behind the arc than Curry. So Durant scored 37 points in Game 1, while Curry added 35 points in Game 3. After trailing 3-2 in the series, it was Klay Thompson that scored 35 points in Game 6. Game 6, Klay was real. So the difference maker would have been Durant scoring 34 points in Game 7 to lead all scorers and help the team get to the NBA Finals. So you can see the overall impact of Kevin Durant, and this will be it will be a 2-time Western Conference Finals MVP if this award would be in existence. So you could see the overall impact that KD had with his 30 points per game. Then moving on to the 2018-2019 season, Stephen Curry would have made his fourth Western Conference Finals MVP. So when the West Finals, the Golden State Warriors swept the Portland Trail Blazers, Curry averaged 36 points, 8.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 0 for 5 steals, and 0 blocks. So the Portland Trail Blazers and Damian Lillard made a deep playoff run, but only cut short swiftly by the super squad in Golden State Warriors. The Warriors swept the Blazers in 4 games, while Curry led them in scoring each time. So Curry topped 30 points in all 4 games, never scoring less than 36 in a game. So you could see, the determination that Curry had to get back to the finals to make the final trip in like his in 5 years, 4 times in 5 years. So I mean, it was crazy, man. Curry started with 36 points in game one, then scored 37 points to fend off all Trailblazers 114, 111 in game two, then scored 36 points in game three, and then 37 points again in game four. This, which was a close 119, 117 contest, while all also scoring at a high rate. Curry nearly made 50 40 90 club by shooting 46% from the field, 42% from deep, and 93.8% from the line. So this is one of the most spectacular series that Curry has had. It's funny that nobody talks about it, but he dropped 36 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists. I mean, he just did everything that he had to do in that postseason. So I don't know why he doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. So one of the best series, the Golden State Warriors sweeping the Portland Trailblazers with Damian Lillard inside there. So this would have just buried like the whole Damian Lillard versus Stephen Curry debate, because I mean, he just outshone Damian Lillard. Even though Damian Lillard had like a good postseason, it was just overshadowed by the greatness of Stephen Curry. Then moving on to the 2019-2020 season, LeBron James, 8-time Conference Finals MVP right now. Western Conference Finals, Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Nuggets in 5. So LeBron James, he put up 27 points per game, 10.4 rebounds, a double-double, 9 assists per game. He was 1 assist shy from a triple-double, 0 for 6 steals, and 0 for 8 blocks per game. With James healthy, he made his way back to the conference finals, but this time it was with the Western Conference. So he'll be the first player to win both the East and the West Conference Finals titles, a Finals MVP titles. So Anthony Davis led the team in scoring 3 of the 4 wins, but James nearly averaged a triple-double, while James led the team in scoring with 31.2 points. You can't discount the fact that LeBron James had a significant impact in all of those games as well. So James led the team in rebounding and assists, as well as tied Alex Caruso for most blocks per game. In the end, James scored 21 fewer points than Davis in the series and nearly averaged a triple-double. The Nuggets made a run to allow Nikola Jokic to play in his first conference finals, but it was the mainstay in James that the Lakers were ready to win the series in 5. So I mean, LeBron James, this is his 8th conference finals MVP title. He has won 7 of those awards. If the award was there, he would have won 7 of those awards in the East and this one in the West. So you could see how dominant this man was, and it actually would have been in history, he would have been the only player to win both the East and West Conference Finals MVPs if this award was put up earlier. But yeah, it is what it is right now. But LeBron James is actually a great player to watch. He's actually my favorite player. Then moving on to the 2020-2021 season, Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns. So in the Western Conference Finals, Phoenix Suns versus the Los Angeles Clippers. This series ended 4-2. The Phoenix Suns beat the Clippers in 6. Chris Paul, he averaged 24 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 8.8 assists per game, 1.8 steals. When the series started, it looked like Devin Booker was going to be the front runner for this award. Booker led the team in scoring, rebounding with 40 points and 13 rebounds in game 1. Booker also added 25 points in a 84-80 win in game 4 for the series. Booker averaged 25 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 4.7 assists, and 1 steal. With that said, Paul averaged just as many points, shot 3% better from the field than Booker, and as well as nearly 10% better from the 3-point line. So, I mean, Paul also led the team in assists and steals, while saving his best performance for the last game of the series. The Suns were on the road in Los Angeles Clippers and pounded the Clippers 130-103 in a blowout win, with 41 points coming out of Chris Paul to help the superstar make his NBA Finals the first time in his career. So, all in all, Chris Paul, this was just their season. They made the NBA Finals. Okay, they got beat by the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat them in 6. They were up 2-0, but the Milwaukee Bucks just came in and just won 4 straight. So Yeah, I mean those are your conference, they're your West Conference Finals MVPs, and you could see all great performances for the closeout series just to make the finals. So LeBron James and Steph will have owned these awards. It would have been very fitting that LeBron James and Curry were the most frequently named player, with Bud and Johnson owning naming rights. So Bud was one of the best small forwards in the game. With James playing the same position, it would have felt natural that James won an award in the conference finals when he played nine of the last 10 years. So as for Curry, he he would have matched the point guard's position of Johnson despite shooting like like one never seen before. I mean, he's the greatest shooter of all time. Curry has never won a Finals MVP, but this might change this postseason. But these awards will have helped aid his legacy to be a top player in NBA history. Curry has a chance to sweep both awards if the Warriors can win their fourth title this year. So, I mean, we could go back in history and look at other superstars as well. James will have won the award at least two more times, dating back to the earlier phases of his career. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant will have fought for these titles over and over again in the Western Conference while playing for Johnson's Lakers. So the Pistons will have made some of their players make a run for the award. Of course, you can't forget about Michael Jordan, likely winning most of the award in the 90s. So in the end, had this award been availed sooner, it would have forced James and Curry to create more trophy cases for their room. So I mean, more room in their trophy cases. So I'm telling you, if this award was there, I mean, we would have just seen like in a postseason you have a regular season MVP, an NBA champion, an NBA Conference Finals MVP, and an NBA Finals MVP. So you have had like a star player winning four awards in a single season. So it'll be like the quad or something. So those are your West Conference Finals, MVPs. So I'm just so happy to see this award introduced in the NBA. And actually wasn't expecting it, but it was long overdue. So those are your champions. You could see LeBron James and Stephen Curry will have dominated these awards and just be winning these things all year. So yeah, man, so that's your video. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments, what you think about this award, what you think about everything matters NBA, what you think about this conference finals awards, everything about it. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.